I truly believe this might be the most important video on my channel because the productivity framework that I'm going to share has been helping me tremendously to get a clarity in what I want in my life, has been helping me to achieve my goals, and so it might help you as well, no matter whether you're a student, a professional, or entrepreneur. Watch till the end to learn how to identify your goals, values, and actionable projects, how to stay on top of your plans throughout the year, and how to do things that matter the most. Hey friends, my name is Daniel Sokolovsky. I help creators and aspiring professionals to grow their side hustles by sharing my experiences, productivity systems, and personal development insights. A quick backstory. I vividly remember one day completing yet another dozens of tasks, but I felt that it didn't move me anywhere. I had like a general idea what I want in life, but it was pretty vague, and all the things that I've been doing, they've been pulling me into different directions. So ultimately, all the things that I've been doing is like walking in circles and staying on the same where I were. And that made me think like, hold on, but where exactly do I want to get eventually? What do I want in my life? And turns out I didn't have answer to that question. And so after a month of learning and journaling, I've come up with a system that helped me eventually to achieve my goals. From building an international DJ career to launching a course, from obtaining a global talent visa and relocating to the UK, from increasing my monthly income to learning new skills and starting this very YouTube channel and much more. So this productivity system consists of three main parts: goals, values, and projects. Now I think technically speaking, values should be at the top, but what I found is for the most people, and myself included, it's easy to start with goals and then kind of filter them through the values. So that's why we're gonna start with goals. A goal, simply put, is what you want, and it could be anything. From changing your diet, to visiting a new country, to changing a job or starting a new business, whatever that might be. Some people somehow know what they want, maybe they have a passion that they've been following throughout their whole life, and for some other people it might be a bit challenging to identify what they want, but that's completely okay. If you are one of those people who struggle to know what you want in life, here are a couple of things that might help you. First of all, I would suggest allocating some time to even think about it in the first place. We live in such a fast-paced world and we're always indulged with information, we consume information, and we rarely have the time to even think about it, of what we want in life. So maybe go for a walk or have a nice cup of coffee and just, think about it. The answer might not come up immediately, but at least it's gonna give you the direction and kind of your brain will start thinking about it. Another thing I can recommend is thinking what gives you energy and what drains it. Maybe it will give you a clue on what excites you and what you want to do. Another thought experiment that worked personally great on me is thinking, what if money was no object? How would this change the equation of your life? What things would you change and how? Would you still be doing the same thing as you're doing now? Maybe this is something to think about. And lastly, if you still don't know what to do in your life, I would suggest bringing something new into your life. This could be as simple as changing a route that you usually take, or maybe take some cooking classes or meeting new people, some joining the communities, something new, people, locations, whatever it might be. This feeling of something new, something novelty in your life might spark curiosity, or maybe you'll find a hidden passion, or as people say, you don't know what you don't know, so it's great to discover. Now, when you're setting up your goals, I would highly recommend writing them down. It could be a pen and paper or an app, and the way how exactly you're writing them down, in which words, also matter a lot. Now, broadly speaking, goals could be focused on input, output, and outcome. Let's say someone wants to create a YouTube channel with a focus on reaching 1,000 subscribers on their channel. So, reaching 1,000 subscribers is a goal focused on outcome. And generally speaking, things like that are beyond our control because we don't have a direct impact on the number of people subscribing to the channel. So, on the other side of the spectrum would be a goal focused on input. And that could be maybe an amount of hours a person is willing to put into their new side hustle. So let's say someone is willing to put 10 hours a week creating videos for a YouTube channel, and the only problem with that is that you can spend 10 hours a week creating a YouTube channel, but still not making anything. So kind of the middle ground would be focusing on the output, and output is maybe create one video a week. And personally, I found it really good on the balance on this spectrum of things that beyond your control, and within your control, but still kind of giving a focus and producing something. Now, of course, it's not the best for every scenario. Some goals require you to focus on the input, some maybe on the outcome, but I want you to just be aware of that when you're writing down your goals. Next, in the productivity framework come values. And a value is basically why you do certain things. It's a motivation behind your goals. Now, values may sound a bit abstract and some people might neglect identifying them, but what I personally found is that once I learned what my values are, It gave me so much clarity. I remember speaking to a friend of mine, and he's a music producer and he wanted to release a music album. And I remember asking him why do you want to make it? And he said, well, I'm a music producer, I want to just express myself as an artist because I value creativity in our world, I think it's a great contribution. And alright, so he made a great album and he released it. And once it was available on Spotify and elsewhere, he got like maybe a couple of hundreds of listens. And I remember that it really upset my friend because he somehow expected to have thousands of listens and hundreds of thousands of listens and streams of his album. And we talked about it. And I asked, what made you upset? I mean, you wanted to express yourself and you brought creativity to our world, which is great. So your goal is fulfilled, isn't it? And as we started to kind of unpack this unwrapped, as it turns out, what he actually wants from his album is fame, because he really wants to get famous. And that taught me a lesson on how important values are, because even the same goal, it might be pursued for different reasons. And just to give an example, my values are family, health, wealth, freedom, and impact. I'm probably not very unique in that sense, so it might resonate with you. You might have similar values, or you might have different values, like fame or whatnot. But the point is that once I know my values now, it not only gives me clarity on what my goals should be, but also why I should pursue them. And the last main piece of this productivity framework are projects, and a project is basically answers the question how you're going to achieve your goal. It's an actionable step-by-step plan that ultimately will help you to reach your goals. Let's give an example of someone who wants to start a newsletter. And starting a newsletter feels a bit abstract, isn't it? But what I suggest thinking is, what is the next, just one single step that will help me to get there closer? Maybe in the case of starting a newsletter, that would be define who your ideal readers are. Maybe research their interests or needs. Maybe decide on the main topic or a niche of your newsletter. Then maybe decide on the type of content you want to write, like articles or short tips or news. Then maybe choose a newsletter platform, like ConvertKit, Substack, MailChimp, and so on. Then maybe design a template, then maybe create a sign-up form, then maybe embed a form on your website and write up a few newsletters, set up automated sequences. So basically a project is a group of tasks, and although even one individual task just feels small, but ultimately once they're all executed, it will help to achieve your goals. Now once you complete this whole process of identifying your goals and values and converting them into actionable plans, you might end up with like having 5 or 10 or 20 goals and how to prioritize them and what to do next. And to answer that question, here comes another useful tip, which is doing quarterly planning. As the name suggests, it's a process of planning that I execute once every 3 months. And during that time, I first reflect on my past 3 months, just asking myself, hey, how's it going? Maybe there is something changed in my goals and values, or whether I still want to pursue the goals that I set myself. And then I choose what I want to do next. And I truly believe that once you have all your goals identified and written down, it's actually really easy to pick up just a few that you want to focus on next. And I think we all kind of intuitively know what we actually want to do next. And maybe it feels a bit abstract once it's all in your head. But again, if you've been following the system and if you have been written down your goals, it's actually really easy to pick up what you want to focus on next. For me, I usually pick up to 3 goals for the next quarter. But this of course can be very different depending on how ambitious your goals are, on how many resources you have, time, energy, money, and so on. Maybe in some cases it could be just one goal, but that's again totally fine. And while quarterly planning is a strategic process that I do to have a bird's eye view on all of my goals, there is another thing that I do on a tactical level, and that is a weekly review. And a weekly review is a very quick process, maybe take me about 15 minutes every week, just to make sure that all of my tasks from the projects that I set up myself are up to date. This video is just a global overview of this whole productivity framework, and who knows, maybe eventually I'll make a separate videos to show specifically how I make quarterly planning and weekly reviews. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to do these videos. Just to give you a quick recap, it all starts with the goals, which is what I want. Then I filter it through my values, which is why I want those things. Then I convert them into projects, an actionable plan of how I want to achieve them. Then once every 3 months I check in with myself just to make sure I still align with those goals and those values. And then every week I make sure I stay on track on all of my plans. And that's the wrap up of my productivity system. I really hope you learned something new, and I really hope it will help you to get some clarity and achieve your goals. If you like this video, please make sure to watch another video somewhere here on my channel. And well, bye for now, and I'll see you next time.